Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube of the Royal Treatment. Did I say the YouTube of the Royal Treatment YouTube? I should edit that out, but I'm gonna keep it real. You'll see me look and refer to the right a little bit because I want to stay on topic with my notes as much as possible. So hello and welcome again to all my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for investing time and watching my content. If you all are new here and you are not sure of who I am, let me give you a little smidgen. I'm Aubrey. I'm a hairstylist. I've been a stylist for 14 years. I specialize in natural hair, and also I specifically niche down for curly hair for the past 5 to 6 years. And I've really enjoyed this whole conversation that things have been opening up to discuss. And the reason why I'm enjoying it is because I believe transparency in the arena is absolutely necessary. So having transparency and having balance and being consumer friendly, also client focused, is my goal here on this particular platform. So today I just want to lay a foundation based on the fact that I truly believe that the nuances and the context of these conversations is severely underrated. So before I get into the specifics, I will be glancing to the right here just to make sure that I stay on my notes and on topic so I don't completely ramble. Because I know when I watch videos, I like for them to get into it. But I'm just letting you know, I'm going to give a little background first. So this will be a two-part series of my experience with some of the concerns about this topic, because everybody's talking about leave-ins now, even us curl artists. So naturally, when I heard that there were some concerns about cutting techniques, products, or lack thereof, I started putting my ear to the internet streets. I really wanted to understand what was going on because it just didn't seem to be just a simple issue. So I tuned in to fellow YouTubers to hear their experiences because I really cared to know what was going on. And I think it was Rosie first, and then Shelly, and then I made my way to the African Hair Guide to hear his perspective on things. And that being said, many already have been using leave-ins. It may appear that I am late to the party. I know some may think that, now y'all want to talk about it. Where were all the curl artists? Where was the conversation? So yes, the conversation. Where were we? Well, that's a valid question. I'm not mad at it. But I was simply minding the business that paid me. And it's because I didn't have what I thought at the time was anybody that was complaining or voicing any concerns about anything. I had maybe 2 clients that had some issues. One of them I found myself. I assessed her hair, and the other one, she voiced some concerns, DM'd me about some elasticity issues and maybe some webbing. And I quickly adjusted her routine, told her what she needed to use and whatnot. I didn't get an opportunity to reassess her hair to see if any of those things were effective. But here's the thing. I left the door wide open for people to discuss those things with me if they needed to. We all know that the wash and go is not necessarily new at all. We know Anthony Dickey is one of the pioneers of the wash and go. His particular method, I found that it has its pros and its cons clearly. One of the cons is that not many of the clients that I know, and just African American women in general, are going to do that method every day. It's just not a viable option in their world. So that's pretty much it. They weren't necessarily going to, they're not going to do it. Anyway, therefore, the idea of having a wash and go that lasts, even for 4C curlies, that meant that you needed something that was universal and unique for all, from the loosey gooseys to the tight curlies. And that's where I Am Black Girl Curls stepped in. It was born out of necessity. And remember, longevity was initially everyone's concern. Everybody wanted to know, how long will my wash and go last? I don't care who you were. That was the concern. And that's always been the concern that my clients had. Believe it or not, even to this day, there are people that are flourishing, that are enjoying their wash and goes using the same techniques that have been introduced by Cut It Kinky, the I Am Black Girl Curls, and the education that I received. I really don't have a problem with the education that I received. It needed some adjustments, truly enough. There were some things that were missing, especially for these particular hair types that I'm going to talk about. And so that's why it kind of led me to doing my own research, even though I didn't have a large community that was concerned about it so far as my clientele. It was still something that I wanted to be proactive about, to really think about in a proactive way. And I also believe that everybody can't tell the same lie. So with my own research, I went back to some of the basic cosmetology textbooks and found other education on natural hair. And I decided to make some changes that some of my clients found helpful. And actually, believe it or not, some were not completely sold on it. Assessing my own work with blowouts to ensure that the hair is in the healthiest state possible. Assessing for any damage, thinning, split ends, all of those things. And then, of course, adjusting everybody's regimen and curating them specifically based on what they needed, instead of this cookie cutter type of feeling of wanting just curls and see how long that they can last. Recognizing the need to reposition those wash and goes in a better position if they were having any issues. But believe it or not, too, there were some people that were not necessarily happy about that. Clients, some resisted. They didn't want their hair blown out. And some may have preferred to go somewhere else, to be honest. They wanted a curly cut. They felt like that's what differentiated me from the natural hair artist on the street. Just a regular natural hair artist who didn't specialize in the curls, but just did natural hairstyles or whatever. They just wanted what they had been accustomed. So I digress. I wanted to give you all some background as to some of the things that I felt like are missing in the conversation, and particularly my perspective, my experience as a professional in the arena with all of the things that are going on. I'm not into the drama, but I am into facts. I am into real situations and transparency. And so, that being said, here are two caveats that I have about leave-ins and how they can operate. One thing that I know from experience is that you have to meet your hydration levels before meeting your moisturization needs. So that is why most people would say that their hair is dry, even when they were using so-called moisturizers, all of these products. simply because the hair was dehydrated. So for some, that meant even that they were dehydrated internally as well. So this is what they did not have wrong. The hair needed to have higher levels of hydration. If not, you are just putting grease on dry hair. So, and as hot as it is nowadays, with the summer being set on you know where, you absolutely need to be getting a minimum of 70 to 100 ounces of water per day, because we are simply sweating it out. The humidity alone is high. And this son right here, she's taking her job real serious, honey. She working overtime, baby. She don't even sit till about 9 o'clock at night. So we need to be hydrating ourselves on top of making sure that our hair is hydrated. So, caveat number 2, you want highly defined hair. You want shine. You want great hold. You want longevity. You want elongated hair. Then on top of that, you also want moisturized hair. Okay. In your wash and go. Well, the reality is, for my tighter kinks, my coils, my zigzags, my 4Cs, my cottony surface textures, my coarse surface textures that have shrinkage for up to 70%, it's time to leave Delusionville. Okay? I'm not trying to be ugly. It's just, it's highly unlikely you're going to get all 5. It's highly unlikely. So baby, we got to learn to pick our battles. Okay? If you are fighting for definition, you fighting for your life, meaning that you are using several gels, heavy gels, and manipulation just to get your curls to clump, just to get some kind of definition in your hair, what you think getting ready to happen when you add a heavy cream-based leave-in or any leave-in before you put all that gel on? What do you think is going to happen? It's naturally going to decrease the hold. Unpopular opinion, of course, but it is going to decrease the hold of any of your stylers. It's just science. It's just science, babes. And there are circumstances that fit a certain set of hair types that they can do certain things. There are certain people that just cannot do it. But if you feel your hair needs a good amount of moisture, it needs all the oils, it needs all the butters, and you have a hair texture that I just got through describing, then there's hope. There are some hair product systems that can actually provide what it is that you're looking for. But keep in mind, it is not going to provide all of those 5 things that I just named. It's not going to provide all of that. So you have to figure out what's most important for you. What's your aesthetic? What does it mean for you to have your hair look a certain way? And if wash and go is what it is that you're looking for, then you're going to have to pick some of these things, because you're not going to get them all. So I have found a few things that do work, and that will be the topic of my second part of the series. So thank you for tuning in. I welcome all comments, even ones that are diabolical. So if you like it, love it, or if maybe you're indifferent, still hit that thumbs up, subscribe. This is where we can try to keep it real. I enjoy